clubs is that for most of the summer, well, depending on how successful the county is, for a lot of the summer, the club scene is put on the back burner to a point. Now, as a team is going forward and being successful, people don't have a problem with that. But if you actually extend the inter-county scene, you're going to have to extend it into the months of June and May. My fear there is that the meaningful club championships, the meaningful leagues that take place in the counties at the moment will be undermined. And down the line, that's going to have a knock-on effect on the county scene.
If the county boards and the subsidiary boards of the GA are efficient in running their fixtures, and if they start earlier in the year, rather than finishing late in the year and extending on past the calendar year, then I think somehow they'll get their fixtures in. But at the moment, too many counties really are inefficient in the running of their fixtures, and it's causing huge problems, and I think this is a problem that will get worse before it gets better.
I suppose the one thing which has caused some debate is the way Galway are being accommodated. It does seem a little unwieldy. Galway obviously wouldn't go into Leinster, they wouldn't go into Munster. Giving them a second chance, I suppose is their right, given that all the other teams in Munster and Leinster have a second chance, although 3 of the Ulster counties won't.
Really, it's all about games. Like, there's no substitute for games. You improve with games. You've got to do all the training you like for week in, week out. But one competitive game is better than all that. So if we get a second chance, and as I said, if we lose it, we could have no complaint. So I think that it's going to be good for Galway.
What would this championship do, say, for a county like Dublin?
It doesn't guarantee any more games. Like, I mean, I like a championship. If they want to give every team a chance, I think that the only system that can operate is to have 3 or 4 groups, and then every team plays 3 or 4 matches, and then like into a knockout situation, at least the team knows in June that if they're beaten in the 10th of June, like it's going to happen this year at the likes of Offaly or Kilkenny, which you know, it's a bit annoying to think that one of those teams are actually packing their bags in the 10th of June. Like, I mean, and that's a bit it's a bit harsh. Like, I mean, it's as near to the knockout, the basic knockout championships you're going to get.
Well, 98 was a great year for Waterford. We played 6 championship games that year, and it helped to bring on players to an enormous degree, really, you know. Some of our more experienced players on the team that year would have played more championship games in 1 year than they did in the previous 5 years. So it's all about experience. I think it's good for the profile of hurling within the county when the fans get excited about the game and come out in the numbers that they do. All that's important, I think, because, you know, inter-county hurling, it's not probably the lifeblood of the game, but it certainly is a shop window, and it needs to be healthy.
Increasing the quantity of inter-county games, in my view, will not increase the quality. And that's what we're about. You know, that's what I think should be what we're about, is increasing the quality of the games.
When the HDC sat down, they knew there was a mood for change, but in formalising a new championship structure, they had to, first of all, find one which was better than the one which they have now, and also find one which will be approved by Congress and gain the general approval of the hurling public. So you can't go from A to C without going through B, and they've come up with a structure which they believe will meet the approval of Congress. Give it a couple of years, see how it goes, and if it's successful, or if people realise, well, okay, you know, change is good, there's no harm in trying something else again maybe in 2 years' time.
Liam Griffin, you have always held strong views about hurling